What's up, guys? Are we live? I clicked something new this time. I think we are live. Happy Monday if we are live. Yep, there we go. We live. What's up, guys? Yep. Happy Monday. A little late today. I had partied a little too hard yesterday. Happy shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Quan. He might be on the stream. Shout out to Christian. Happy birthday to everybody. We love you guys and gals out there. So we got a lot of stuff going on. Oh shoot, you guys can't even see me. What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? You know we be streaming Monday to Friday. That is a light beam. I don't know how that light beam. There you go. If I do that, it covers it. I have no idea. Maybe it's reflecting or something. No clue. Anyway, happy to have you guys back. We got a lot of updates, so I'm just gonna get right into it. If people jump in, they jump in. You know, that's how we do things over here on Magic Monday. You think you guys like that Magic Monday? Let's go Magic Monday. I kind of like that. So Ben Askren, shout out to Ben Askren. Got an update from his wife Amy. She says, "We are so thankful to share that Ben has received a double lung transplant." How did he get that so quick? I would probably still be on the list over there. Thank God it wasn't me. I would still be on the list. Sorry, Alec. We can't get the 500,000. We can't get the million for you, bro. You done for. But Ben Askren, you know, maybe somebody pulls some strings or something. They got him a double lung transplant. So awesome. That's great for him. We are forever thankful to the donor and his family. This is the beginning of a new lifestyle for Ben, but every day he has is a gift. It still doesn't feel real that he was walking around completely healthy just 5 weeks ago. Wow. So much can change so quickly. Please keep Ben in your prayers that his body welcomes the new lungs as if they were his own. I am constantly in awe of all the people carrying us through right now. I can't wait to tell Ben about all of this. I'm hopeful that in the coming weeks, Ben will be able to give the next update, but hopefully he will wait until the drugs wear off. So, you know, that's a major surgery. You can't just, it ain't like changing a tire, guys. Putting some new lungs in there. You got to deal with negative space, and you got to make sure the immune system, you know, takes the new lungs. So there's going to be a lot of changes to his lifestyle. So, you know, probably no more wrestling, live wrestling, probably going to be out the door. And some other activities. So hopefully he can, you know, bounce back a little bit from that. We'll read a couple comments, and then don't worry, we're going to check out the Reddit post on that too. It says, amazing update from Amy this morning. Ben Askren has successfully received a double lung transplant. So that's amazing. Man, he got those quickly. I believe he was, you know, pretty high up on the list of people that could, you know, that was healthy enough to get a new set of lungs. It's one of the more dangerous transplants, I believe, in surgeries. Hope he does well. Thanks to the deceased donor and his family, amazing doctors, nurses, and other people who made it happen. I'm hoping he takes care of those new lungs, so he's not going to get another pair. And I'm not sure what kind of morbid. I don't know what the life expectancy is when you do have a lung transplant or any transplant. It definitely takes a lot out of you. You know, heart transplants, livers, kidneys, I think. I'm not sure about liver and kidneys, but definitely heart transplant. You're not, you know, you get a couple years, that's all you're going to get. So hopefully, you know, Ben Askren's with us for a long time. Someone says, I can't believe in a world where insurance can deny you, even if you're on the brink of death. Thanks to whatever higher power helped this man and his family. So I've heard a couple things with insurance, but I think a big thing is you have to be, you know, able to survive the surgery. If they don't think there's a good chance you can survive the surgery, they're not going to apply, you know, they're not going to approve it. So he had to get his infection under order. If you guys didn't hear the previous story, I believe it's like pneumonia, possibly from the staph infection. So they had to get that under control before he could get the surgery or be approved at all. It says, yep, all insurance is like that, whether it's health, home, car, whatever. You can be healthy and pay for it for all your months, but in reality, we are lining the pockets of CEOs and HR of the insurance. Insurance is a huge scam. Welcome to America, guys. So we'll keep you guys updated. We've been keeping you guys updated, so that's a really good thing. They went from on the list. We didn't know if he was on the list or not. Now he got the whole surgery, so it seems like things all aligned for him. As you guys know, I got a lot of tabs open, so hopefully my computer doesn't crash. Penn State, we've been covering Penn State. They got a lot of stuff going on between Carter Strachey, Aaron Brooks, Kyle Snyder, Braden Davis. I mean, Jesus, who else? If you had Penn State, don't mess up no more, because I don't want to cover any more about Penn State. I'm tired of Penn State. It says Carter Strachey is no longer a member of the Nittany Lions Wrestling Club. This is their RTC. After allegations of misconduct, SA. Another word I can't say. Theft and team misconduct have surfaced in the last few days. Notably, a few days ago, former teammate Bo Bartlett, who is reportedly a victim of the theft and misconduct allegations, chose to leave the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club for the New York Wrestling RTC, NYC RTC, New York City Regional Training Center. He already posted this about 8 hours ago. Are you going to keep posting it every other day or 3 times a day? Well, shut up, bro. Says the Nittany Lions stood by Kyle Snyder. Y'all really think if it is false allegation, he would be gone? I mean, I don't trust the Penn State decision making, their leadership over there. They made a lot of errors. They picked good wrestlers, but they didn't pick good people. Unfortunately for their team. Doesn't always go together though. Stealing $1,000 worth of stuff isn't just messing with someone. That's true. If I take $1,000 worth of stuff, that's it. They're gonna take me out of there. Bo did actually speak out, and he said he hopes one day he's brave enough to speak his truth and is coming out now. I don't know, $1,000 in this economy is like what? A cart full of groceries. We're just gonna read a couple comments, guys. Says Pat Downey. If you guys didn't know, Pat Downey's been very vocal lately, very, 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 very vocal about all this stuff going on. Because he made some comments about female wrestling, not being as popular, and then everybody kind of attacked him. But then Kyle Snyder got caught with his pants down and singled out. Nothing happened to him. We don't even know what Carter Strachey's been up to. Nothing's really happened to him. And some of these other people, and poor Pat Downey, he didn't abuse nobody. He didn't have no misconduct. He said some stuff online. That was all it took to take him out. So he said, Nashawn Garrett, you still trying to defend this? Nashawn Garrett, he was trying to defend some of these dudes. I told Nashawn to get out of there. Listen, don't defend nobody online. The meta online is to attack. Don't defend. Says, I love the random Pat comments. I just see talking that stuff. Much love, bro. You've been killing it. Yo, Jason, what's going on, Jason? Happy Monday. Happy Magic Monday, bro. Everybody leaving Penn. Roman Bravo Young is training at Oklahoma State. Cowboys, yeah. That's a slap in the face to Penn. Well, I guess Roman was smart. He got out of there. David Taylor was smart. He got out of there. That's the best thing you can do for your career is to get out of there before this blew up. But it's just a matter of time. This kind of reminds me of the whole TLI thing in jiu-jitsu. You get these athletes all together, and you're just looking at the results. This guy's good, that guy's good. You ain't looking at their personalities or their history or anything. Um, this is who y'all wanted to win the Hodge. Yep, absolutely deserved it. I'm sure you knew about it all these months and months ago. Says no, Mitch deserved it. Over 2 times the fall rate. I don't want to get into the numbers. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but the young man making the allegations has always been a respectful and extremely humble and honest competitor, and there is nothing that seems to indicate this being a fabrication. If these complaints were found not to be addressed by the school or coaching staff, and one allegation substantiated, and two, someone was subjected to SA after that complaint, where no action was taken, then there is going to be some big money dished out to the victims. Victims. I would be extremely upset if one of the victims was my son, whom I entrusted to the coaches to maintain a safe environment. I hope this school didn't repeat its bad history by turning a blind eye to criminal conduct. In the 90s, everyone knew what was going on, but no one had the courage to address it until it was too late. People found guilty of perjury, and several school officials resigned or let go. Obviously, the reputation of its famed head coach was tarnished till this day. So we'll get more into it, guys. We're focusing more on Aaron Brooks today, not so much on Carter Strachey. But don't worry, Carter will show up again. There's going to be more information about the stuff he did. Yeah, don't worry, guys. Carter, don't worry. He definitely did a lot of stuff over there in Happy Valley. So we'll skip that now. We got too much stuff going on. You had Polaris, you had Aiga. There's no drama in this sport. I can't take a day off. I took 2 days off. I took Saturday, Sunday. Thank God. But man, this stuff writes itself. I just wake up. Who messed up today? What did Penn State do? What did Gordon say? What did Craig say? What did who got popped by USADA? I just wake up. The story's already there. Did homeboy get along? Okay. I'm enjoying it, man. I know I hope you guys are enjoying this live stream too. So Aaron Brooks says more news out of Happy Valley. Man, Happy Valley, stop. No more news out of Happy Valley. Aaron Brooks has failed a USADA test for a recently banned substance and is allegedly facing a 1 to 2 year suspension. Brooks won a bronze medal for USA at Paris 2024 Olympics and is a U23 world champion. So, let's see, 2025, 2 years, 2027. He still got time to make the 2028 Olympics. They still ain't done nothing to Aaron Brooks. Aaron Brooks get a slap on the wrist. He got popped with Adderall, slap on the wrist. You still can do it. You can still do the Olympics, bro. Popped for something else, slap on the wrist. You still train for the Olympics though, Aaron Brooks. So USADA, USA Grappling, man, they I don't want to say they corrupt. Jiu-jitsu corrupt too. Don't get it twisted. Jiu-jitsu corrupt too, but USADA, USA Grappling, or USA Wrestling, they be working with these guys. All right, man, we're gonna give them a suspension, but keep training. We're gonna get you on that team for 2028 Olympics. We need a gold medal. If you can win a gold medal or have won a gold medal, they're gonna give you some leeway. If you ain't won no gold medal, ain't really showed the potential to win that gold medal, good luck. You ain't won no NCAA title, man. They gonna toss you away and throw the key. Says these past 2 days have been the best days of my life, and that's Hawkeye from Hawkeye. Hawkeye, you guys ain't doing much better. You guys ain't got no top recruits. Get out of here, Hawkeye. Team Hawkeye. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting wrestling next couple years. We're gonna see what's going on. It says, won't lie, that did hurt for the first day and a half, and then the Strachey Brooks stuff makes it a whole lot better. Let's see. We're gonna follow some more Aaron Brooks stuff too. We're just seeing if there's any good comments. Don't be quick to throw stones. I think the key words were recently banned. Do athletes get emails saying what is being banned? No, it's up to the athletes to check their supplements. You go to USADA website. I go to USADA website at least every week. They tell you check those supplements. What supplements are you taking, bro? if your supplements are questionable, you don't know where the source is, don't take that stuff. They have supplements brands. I'm not sponsored by them, like USANA. Sarah McMahon, you guys know Sarah McMahon. She coaches Amit. She is sponsored by them. So they do. I think everything is, let's see, trusted by professionals and Olympic athletes. So I think if you need supplements and you might possibly get tested, I believe they do. I think everything is kind of in line with, if I'm not mistaken. I can't read anything, but yeah, go check out USANA. I believe they tend to be one of the better sourced companies. I might check them out later. I don't really take supplements, guys. Maybe some pea protein. Let's see. Bad week for PSU. Yep. Waiting for the I'm just focusing on my relation with Jesus post. And once you start to see that pattern, everybody starts to run to Jesus when they mess up. I don't know. Tends to lose its I don't know. It just seems like they all kind of overuse it. Penn State will still dominate NCAA and bring home another championship. I don't know. We'll see. They lost a lot of heavy hitters this last couple years, so they still got some good athletes, but we'll see. Let's see. They just let them fail so they can't compete and just hope they don't ingest something. I don't know what that means. So we'll move on, but yeah, not a good look for Penn State. What's going on? What's going on in Happy Valley, guys? What's going on over there? Talking about people popping on tests, we got Mikey. What is Mikey saying?
I don't need to try to be that person anymore, right?
Well, let me just make an example, okay? Yeah. So Gordon Ryan's 1 year older than me.
Yeah.
He looks like he's 40.
Yeah.
Are we the same? Are we 1 year apart? Like, how is that possible?
Well, you also gotta look at genetics too. People,
But all the guys on steroids, their bodies aged like 20 years.
I don't need to try to be that person anymore, right?
Well, let me just make an example, okay? Yeah. So Gordon Ryan's 1 year older than me.
Yeah.
He looks like he's 40.
Yeah.
Are we the same? Are we 1 year apart? Like, how is that possible?
Well, you also gotta look at genetics too. People.
Yeah, there you go. Mikey said it. And I won't lie, whenever I go to these tournaments, I went to Pens this year. A lot of dudes I used to fight, they looked old as crap. I mean, I got a little bit of gray. But once I shave, I'm good. But some of these guys, they look old. Like, God dang, what happened to you, bro? So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of these dudes already look old. head too big, skin looking tight. How your skin tight? They look like they got Botox. They over here. It says Musamechi on the GOAT. One of the GOATs thinks PEDs are aging BJJ athletes. It is. Aging internally and externally. It says it's going to destroy their longevity. These guys ain't here for a long time. I feel like when I see older guys take PEDs, they look younger than their age. So it makes younger guys look older. Older guys look younger. It says weakest thing a man can do is sit around talking about the choices another man makes. Well, not really when it affects him. He's got to fight all the dudes. He's gonna be fighting dudes on all that stuff. Let's see. Gordo. Yeah, that's Jason Whitfield. Love Gordo. Shout out to Mikey. Yeah, Mikey does look like he's 14. Someone said, how would testosterone decrease your longevity in the sport when it literally keeps you stronger? Not when you overdo it. Yeah. So guys, don't take advice from these internet dudes. Even me. Well, I don't give you I tell you guys not to do this crap. I'm saying don't do this crap. Yeah. This dude don't understand hormones. Like, guys, it don't, this was the law of diminishing returns over here. You injecting all the testosterone in the world ain't gonna make you better. It's gonna affect you adversely. Yeah, I don't know. This is a sport we in. I don't try to argue. Actually, I do argue. I argue, but ultimately I know it's futile to keep arguing. Talking about some more we got a post. I was talking to somebody about Fionn and, not Fionn. Sorry, I'm not. I don't know why Fion's on my brain. Sorry, girl. Amit and her boy Mika. I was like, do you like the little videos they do? The girl, she was like, yeah, I love it. And I was like, okay. So this is like, the posts you send to everybody, the stories you share with everybody versus the stories you share with your friends. So we got my man Mika with the face mask on. That's his relationship. What I got nothing to say about it. You got Mika on there. You got Nicholas Margali, him washing a horse. Hey, it looks like his shoulder looking better. Gordo being Gordo. Tynan. He need to cover up. The thing's sharp. Down there. USADA? Where's USADA at? USADA don't be helping, really. We got Cyborg over there with the rich people. he over there living the best life. Got Jansen over here. Jansen, he the only dude still training. They doing it, man. They doing it, man. Dun, dun, dun. I was gonna read this. It's from Caesar Gracie. This is about Nate Diaz, I believe. I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna jump out of this story. I don't want to jump into this story. So Caesar Gracie says the Diaz family has asked me to put out a statement. Nick's Instagram. It was Nick Diaz. Nick's Instagram account has been hacked for some time, and he's attempting to get back control. Mainly, Nick's former girlfriend has been illegally in control of his account for some time. She is also squatting at his residence at this moment and won't leave Nick alone. Please do not donate or support anything to this account at this time. Apparently, his ex is squatting in his house along with her father and a male friend. This story gets crazier by the day. I don't know what's going on with Nick Diaz. I believe he was in some rehab or something like that. I don't know what's going on. Between this, the BJ Penn story, I really don't want to touch too much MMA stuff. And this stuff's gonna become more common. All those fighters you loved in the 90s and 2000s, 2010s. Early 2020s, this is what's going to happen all over again, all the time. So we'll see. A lot of these guys got addictions. I wonder, does that make you a better fighter, the more addictions you got? It seems to be. Look at John Jones. I can't play the music. They got some music on here. I'll play for 5 seconds. So, my Brazilians be dancing. If you guys want to get better guard passing, you need to start dancing. You need to start dancing, guys. I don't know if my knees can hold up for that little twist. So yeah, my Brazilians be dancing. That's the secret to their jiu-jitsu success. That's my theory. Hey, listen, the jiu-jitsu girls also dancing. What you girls doing over there? So we had Polaris. Shout out to all the girls out over there at Polaris. You know, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was busy, but you know, you girls, I was watching the highlights. They danced a little bit too provocatively for me, but you know, I can't judge them too harshly. I'm a big fan. They doing it, man. They doing it. You know some knees were popping in that video. I mean, Margot she got double knee sleeves on. Of course her knee was popping. Shout out to the girls over there. You know, I'm a big fan of female women's jiu-jitsu, women's judo, women's wrestling, women's softball, women's baseball, women's basketball, women's softball, volleyball. Huge supporter. Bro, you see them tabs up there, guys? I'm trying to go through it. You know, my theory is that the Brazilians just know how to dance, and that helps them make them better at jiu-jitsu. Hey, what was that? What move was that, guys? How do you do that? My knee wobbly. My knee's wobbly. I don't know if I can do that. You saw that? Hey, yay. That was cool. All right, guys, if you want to win an IBJJF, if you want to win a world title, you better learn how to dance. I'm going to learn how to dance like that. Ay, yeah. Was that sped up? I don't think it was. My man hit the move. Look at them feet. He don't be doing that when he grappled, though. Ay, yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying this live stream. I mean, who else got a live stream like this, talking about all this drama? Guys, it did not start off being about drama. We used to do watching videos, tournaments and stuff. And then slowly devolved into, you know, we cover some drama. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why we do this, but I do it now. We got Wagner Hosha. He going against Kit Dale. Why is Wagner Hosha competing? He need to retire, bro. Just you need to retire, bro. I don't know what else to say. You 45. Your heart had a heart attack. Go ahead and retire, bro. Focus on longevity. Get off all that crap. Same thing I tell you dudes online. Get off all that crap. Eat healthy. Change up that diet. You know, do everything in your power to ensure that you live long. You know, scale back the training. Up your cardio. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Outside of don't do this fight. Kit Dale looking good too. And Wagner had a heart attack right after this match. He ain't Kit Dale about to take Wagner just got out the hospital. Wagner, why are you doing this fight against Kit Dale? He just beat up my man Sanji. Bro, he about to get another check off you, bro. You know, nobody listens to me, so, you know, what can I say? We got BJJ stars. Looks like a lot of the people that did Aiga. You got Cyborg on there. Cyborg need to retire too. He been doing well, but you know, I mean, there's only so long you can prolong your athletic peak, especially the way they've been living. He already had open heart surgery. No doctor. What doctor would be like, all right, bro, you can get back on exactly what you're taking and do exactly what you did before? We got Fabricio Andre. That's what I want you guys to focus on. Can we get closer? Why is Fabricio Andre in this absolute division over here? Why is he doing that to himself? I can't get it smaller. Maybe this will work. Yeah, why is Fabricio Andre over here? He the smallest. He did 66 kilograms. You know, he might be 150, 160 versus, you know, huge people. He going to be fighting Cyborg, Hassim, Devontae, that British dude, or the Australian dude. I can't tell the difference. We also got Anna Rodriguez. I guess her knee is better. Who else over there? We got Mayrum. Shout out to Mayrum. You got a few other people. You got Helena over there. What's up, Helena? That's Danaher's daughter. Allegedly. She looks like Danaher. Can anybody nobody can say that's not true, right? She does look like Danaher. We got Pat Downey. You know, Pat Downey over here. He single-handedly battling Penn State. Nobody else coming at Penn State like Pat Downey is. He says, never have I ever put my fingers in a teammate's butthole. John 8:7. Is that in the Bible? You know, he got some bad blood with some of these guys. That's an attack on Carter Starachi. Apparently, Carter Starachi, he got some dirty fingers, allegedly. He says in practice, Bo and Mark said Starachi would constantly grab their genitals and place his fingers into their backsides during practice. Mark also said Starachi became frustrated during a training match and strongly struck his head with his knee. Bo, Mark, and another teammate all told the Collegian that Starachi continued to touch other wrestlers inappropriately in the training room, sometimes in front of Sanderson. What was going on at Penn State, Penetration State University, Penetration State College? Starachi just said he following what the motto of Penetration State is, allegedly. So you know Pat Downey coming after all these guys. Pat Downey. We got a post by Victoria. I'm a huge fan of Victoria. I'm a huge fan of wrestling, guys. Just remember that. So this was Victoria to Nishan Garrett. You know Nishan, we talked about him. He's over there in Korea right now. There is something to be said for giving the multiple women who came forward their voice and the benefit of a doubt. The type of behavior outlined in this article is unfortunately far more common in the wrestling community and in other sports communities than most people realize, and it needs to be addressed and eradicated. Most women never report it, partly because they fear exactly this kind of reaction. So Nishan was defending Penn State a lot of times, but the girls are coming after him. Pat Downey is aligned himself with the female agenda when he was against him a little bit, but now he saw the light. Most women never report it, partly because they fear exactly this kind of reaction, being dismissed as gossipers, attention-seeking, or accused of trying to damage someone's career. Which one of, I can't see that part. We got Starachi over here. Starachi, go have a seat, Starachi. Someone said, and they said jiu-jitsu was rainbow friendly. We had a dude watching the video. He was attacking me for using the term rainbow friendly. You can't win, bro. You can't win. Somebody always gonna be pissed off. Don't drag jiu-jitsu in this. This ain't about jiu-jitsu. We ain't done nothing like this that I know of. I mean, thank God J-Rod got kicked out before he could do something like this, allegedly. Penn State Warriors always got a Bible verse. I mean, they don't follow the Bible, but they always got one. They got one at hand. Whenever they get in trouble, they pull out that Bible verse. I mean, I don't know if they read the Bible. Someone said, yo, PD3 is on one. Pat Downey may not be the messenger wrestling wants, but it's the one it needs. Oil checks are only acceptable during a final match. Don't be oil checking, guys. Yo, Penetration State College. Yo, I didn't come up with that one. I wish I did. Yo, Quan, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, bro. My man, Quan still look like he 19. Quan, how you look like you 19? What's your skincare routine, bro? We just talking some crap on Penn State right now. Penetration State University or State College. We got some more about Pat Downey. Pat Downey, what are you doing with your fingers, Pat Downey? Pat Downey checking for oil too. Get out of there, Pat Downey. He doing too much with his hands. We're not even talking about jiu-jitsu today. We're just talking about wrestling. Pat Downey says, y'all know I had to give Little Diddy a taste of his own medicine at Carter Sarachi with some mighty fine bussy. Oh no, you had there, boy. Penetration State College. He said the teammates love seeing this one. So shout out to Pat Downey. He's the hero we didn't know wrestling needed. Wrestling forsake them, but you needed him wrestling. You needed Pat Downey. PD3. Says I don't want to say that. Pat Downey is so underappreciated. I can't read those comments, guys. I need to come visit you, bro. Maybe Nogi Worlds. Maybe Nogi Worlds, man. Quan said, gotta shave every day. It exfoliates his skin. Oh, gotta shave? I need to shave. I haven't shaved in a while. Quan, keep that shaved face. My man look like he in high school still. Quan, I know you be getting carded, bro. They gotta card my man Quan. Maybe I'll shave. It's getting hot over here. My beard too warm. We got Andrew Tackett over here choking out the people over here.
Which is more like a Doris.
Yes.
But I did it to the armpit, which is more like
a reverse
just like a backwards.
Give him like 5 seconds. Just give him a squeeze. Give him a little small squeeze. Wait, he's tapping before.
Yeah.
He's tapping.
I think Laura would beat you in cardio.
You want to try it?
You just
Yeah, try it.
Where am I going?
So other way. Go.
Oh my God! Look at this.
Yeah.
No.
Under my arm.
This is viral. This
And then
is
now
viral.
grab your bicep. And I'll go behind
Oh my God!
And I'll go behind.
Oh my God!
Grab your bicep.
Lord,
Go behind. Let's do it.
what's your level? Oh my!
Jiu-jitsu not going. It's never going mainstream, guys. Not when we over here choking each other out. Bro, I got a light beam. You guys see that light beam over there? Can't get rid of it. Yeah, I don't think jiu-jitsu ever gonna make it like mainstream. It needs to be put in a corner somewhere. But I like that technique. That's the Rotulotine. You need long arms for that thing, though. If you ain't got no long arms, good luck. We did talk about Carter. I'll just read it real fast. Former Penn State wrestler Carter Sarachi, Penetration State College. He's facing some serious allegations. The controversy first stemmed from social media posts by Sydney Bartlett, Bo Bartlett's wife, saying that Sarachi stole items from the team locker room, specifically from Bo, and SA'd his teammates. Furthermore, now multiple women are coming forward accusing Sarachi of misconduct. Kwang says, Jiu-Jitsu Con, Masters Worlds, you got CJI too, bro. You got a lot of stuff going on. Vegas stay popping, bro. So yeah, a lot of allegations. We're trying to focus more on Aaron Brooks today until another Penn State wrestler gets in trouble. Talking about my wrestlers, go back. We got two girls I'm a huge fan of. Got Helen and Yusa Sasaki, Yui Sasaki. She got like a really high pitched voice, but she a great wrestler, bro. So I think we saw this, but it's okay. We can watch it again, bro. I'm a huge fan. You know, they're over here wrestling and dancing and stuff. They living their best life, man. I like the wrestling girls. They be training, cross training, enjoying life. They ain't over there. They ain't no misconduct over there. They just trying to wrestle and get better. You know, it's only the wrestling dudes over here getting in trouble. Remember when I said you guys got to learn how to dance? And you guys had UFC BJJ Quan. Like my man Isaac, he got to work on his dance moves though. Yeah, CJI, you got UFC BJJ. You guys got all the cool stuff. Yeah, so my theory is that if you want to get better at passing, you got to learn how to dance, guys. Quan could dance. Show him how to dance, Quan. Jason says maybe all these wrestlers are preparing for another sport. In Turkish oil wrestling, oil checks are legal. Wouldn't you feel stupid if you saw Curtis Rachi in the Turkish oil wrestling world? Yeah, I would. Well, he can go to Turkey. They've been recruiting a lot of athletes, Olympic athletes from like Jamaica. They can take Starachi too. I ain't wrestling. I ain't doing no oil wrestling with Carter Starachi in some leather pants. I'm good. You got to tell Diddy no. And you got to tell Starachi no. Because they want to party. Talking about Diddy, look, we got a Penn State Warrior over here. Penn State penetrator. Allegedly. Said the next commitment. Hey, you see the police? I think we saw this already. But, you know, man, we got to keep posting it. It's accurate. And this was from Pat Downey. Shout out to Pat Downey. He the hero wrestling needs. Never attend a Starachi party. Ain't no party like a Penn State party. Yeah, what's going on with wrestling, bro? I hope jiu-jitsu stay. Well, we ain't clean either. These jiu-jitsu people be hitting. They be doing everything to these underage girls. They be doing everything. Making AI pictures of you. Talking to underage girls. Doing stuff to underage girls. They be doing everything over there in the jiu-jitsu community. This how these white belts be rolling. This is why the upper belts don't want to roll with you guys. Quan said if you do this stuff, he ain't gonna roll with you. Bro, get out of here with that crap. That's all. Reddit people can't roll like that though. They don't roll like that. They ain't got no coordination. Yep. So yeah, that's how white belts be rolling. And get upset when no higher belt want to roll with them. Bro, we got a ton of tabs. You guys can't see the tabs. What's Mikey got to say?
I want to compete again in October, and I want to have a match with Gio Martinez. We were supposed to have a match 3 times now. Just unfortunate circumstances like messed up those matches from happening. So I really want to have that match with him. I think we'll have a great match, and it'll be a lot of fun for everyone. I want to compete again in October.
My thing is, why did they cancel the match with Gio and Mikey to do the UFC BJJ, but they didn't put Gio in the show? Makes no sense, you know. I don't know. Says Mikey already has his next opponent in mind. I mean, shoot, they've been trying to fight this whole time. So it says, newsflash, no one who doesn't do jiu-jitsu knows Pato or Baby Shark. But they may understand the story told. They don't know. Bro, get out of here. Hopefully that match goes down. We've been trying to watch that match for a while. Moving on, we got Craig Jones. He says, nobody likes doing social media. You have to market yourself. That's what I'm doing right now, marketing. Put yourself out there.
Your hardest to be exciting and create a social media presence. Nobody likes doing social media. You have to do social media. You have to market yourself. It's not a mystery how to get noticed in this sport. If you're out there throwing it down, your intent is strong in trying to attack your opponent in any way, and you got a good social media presence, there's the secret.
You know, Quan, he a big fan of Craig Jones. You can do what Craig Jones does. You know, you don't have to do what Craig Jones does. You don't have to get tattoos on your butt. and do all those drugs and whatever else allegedly. You find whatever you like to do, whatever you're comfortable doing. That's the most important thing. You got to be comfortable in doing what you want to do. That could be instructionals, that could be live streams, that could be blog posts, that could be social media posts like the text posts like Danaher. That could be taking pictures, whatever it is. Just reminding people that you're around, that you're alive, that you're a good athlete or a good instructor. You can do some outrageous stuff, but again, do what you feel comfortable. Do what you feel comfortable, and it's better to be original. Don't copy other people. Always be authentic. When I'm doing this live stream, I'm not copying anybody. I'm trying to be authentic as possible. If anything, I'm trying to not be too authentic. I'm trying to tame myself down a little bit. And just put out something. Put yourself out there. Say you hate talking, you hate social media. You know what you do? You hire people to film you when you're competing or training, and have them edit the videos for you. That's one way to do it. It might be more expensive, but at least if you're competing or teaching, you can have someone film you. So that's my advice. You don't have to do crazy stuff. I don't suggest you do as much as Craig does. We got the Tackets over here. They enjoying that UFC fame. They really love the attention, and that I think that's what drives them. That attention. They want to be in the UFC. They want to be associated with the UFC. So, I respect that. That's what they want to do. They like that ugly belt. I respect that. Quan, how you feel about that belt, Quan? I think I asked you about that before, but could you design something better than that belt, Quan? They're doing what they want to do. I just say that they're really young. When you're that young, you don't really listen to other people. So do what you guys want to do, and 5 years later, when you're like, oh, we should have done this and that. Okay. So they had a good time. They can hang out with the UFC. They like the attention. They like that. That's cool. They can do whatever they want. I'm not a big fan of UFC. Quan is though. Quan a big fan of UFC, but we got Tackett versus Canuto coming up. I don't know if they fought before. I have no clue. I have no idea. Why are you guys hugging? Tackett likes the attention, but that's what drives him. I can't hate him too much. I don't hate him at all. We got Stefan Mikic. He got a new shoe. Can't play that music. All my wrestlers coming out with shoes. I don't know. Do they not want to partner with the major brands, or maybe there's a better return on their investment if they do it themselves? Ownership. I don't know. Quan says the belt needs to replace the black belt with the rash guard. I think they just need to use the regular UFC belt. Get those old UFC belts, pull them out of the storage. Yeah, I think they should just keep it a uniform, have one belt. Also, isn't one of the champions a purple belt, so the UFC belt makes no sense? Who? Which one are you talking about? One of the girls? Tackett's a black belt, and no, that kid. I thought that kid's not a black belt. That Carlos guy. He might be a black belt now. I think that's the last picture he had with the gi on. The event was entertaining, which is the goal. Yeah, but they're trying to grow. They're trying to grow it. I don't think it's. I think we're already tapped out. It's probably like 1 million people that do jiu-jitsu, so that's like all the views they got. And throw in a couple MMA fans that just clicked on it by accident. I don't know. Some sports are gonna stay niche. Like skateboarding, still kind of niche. BMX still kind of niche. I mean, they're still popular, but they're never going to be as popular as they were in the like 90s, 2000 era. Same thing for jiu-jitsu. I think jiu-jitsu is starting to peak out a little bit. It's only downhill from here. There's no uphill for us. Moving on, we got Gracie Baja. They got their leader con in Phoenix, Arizona. So we got Carlos. He looking old. Carlos Gracie Jr. Dave Weber. I don't know him. COO. They got some important titles. Flavio Almeida. He's the guy that got slapped by was it Helson? It wasn't Helson Gracie. Marcio Joka. I don't know that guy. Marcio Feitosa. Some of you guys don't know Marcio Feitosa. He was the guy before Cobrinha. Felipe Delamonica. Yeah, he's the head instructor. He might be a black belt. I think it was a purple belt when he took that picture at Dream Art, but he might be a black belt. He basically a black belt skill wise. So, shout out to Gracie Baja. I won't be there, but if you're looking for a system, you want some structure to your program, Gracie Baja got a good structure. Now most of the affiliates ain't really good, but if you go to headquarters and some of the other schools, they tough. You go to Draculino School in Texas, they're gonna be tough. Go to Homo School, you go to Marcio Feitosa School, they're gonna be tough. So that's pretty cool. They do basically like an event, for all their affiliates and stuff. So that's pretty amazing. Shout out to those guys. Alliance will be ripping off your Alliance will be ripping off your structure. And they do like a world summit where they put all the affiliates together. They're gonna do it in Brazil. I never actually been to a Gracie Baja gym. I don't want to wear a Gracie Baja. I don't like wearing uniforms. Speaking about dancing earlier, we got Israel Adesanya. He over here dancing with the Jabberwockies. Quan a fan. I can't play the music. But shout out to these guys. There's, dance and martial arts go together. Think about capoeira, Tai Chi, Wushu. I guess there's really no, what's the difference between martial arts and dancing? Shout out to Stylebender. He doing it too. Dang, we still got tabs. You guys can see them tabs. Talking about UFC BJJ, it says Dana White has spoken to both Gordo and Nicky Rod, and we're finalizing the details for season 2 of the show. So poor Mikey, Gordon and Nicky Rod are gonna get more money than Mikey, unfortunately. They actually know how to negotiate. Mikey don't look like he know how to negotiate. But Gordo definitely gonna get some money. He might get some ownership or something, a percentage of something. He gonna get some money. Mikey probably got the pocket change. Mikey got a couple quarters over there. Gordo gonna get some money. At least $500,000. So shout out to these guys. That might be pretty exciting. We'll see who's on the team. They might just do the big guys. So we'll see. Talking about Bo Bartlett, he over there at New York NYC RTC. He happy, man. He happy he not at Penn State no more. Penetration State. He can relax now. Carter can't get to you. My man enjoying life over there. Carter, you safe now. We got some wrestlers moving some mats. It's part of a rite of passage over here, moving those big heavy mats. That thing got staff on it. that mat looked like you got some staff on it. We got Sarah Gaval. What's up, Sarah Gaval? She looked like her daddy. No DNA test needed. She over here doing good. She won in Asia. Now she won in Vegas. I believe it was in Vegas, American Nationals. Yeah, she doing well. It only took a lifetime of practice to get to this point, but you know. We got the B team wild card. Will they show the team? Victor Hugo. You guys already knew that though. I forget who else is on the team. You know, Nicky Rod and some other dudes. Joseph Chin, some other people. But yeah, shout out to big Victor Hugo. Can he defend the heel hook? Can he defend the bear trap though? I thought Victor Hugo was gonna do something at this last CJI, but man got taken out. Yo, don't underestimate those big Australian dudes. They good. They grab that foot. They gonna tear that foot off. Jason Whitfield says Dana White has told too many lies. Nobody believes him when he says things like this. John Jones will defend his title 100%. John Jones, I'm retired. Dana White said he's gonna put $12 million into jiu-jitsu. I don't believe nothing Dana White says. What's Joseph Chin talking about?
You guys want to see some sparring footage from me? Go check out the Patreon. We have some new sparring.
Joseph Chin, I'm not a big Patreon person. All right, is anybody over here on Patreon? I have a Patreon, but I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I don't know if anybody's paying or I'm paying. I actually do follow some people on Patreon though. I know a few people like Joseph Chin, Jason Rao, they got a Patreon, so you know, that helps them make some money too. We got Cyborg over here. He living his best life over here. My man not here for a long time. He here for a good time. He over here riding next to the pyramids. He look like he living life, bro. One day I want to do something like that. I gotta do a lot better before I get over there like that. My man riding the horses in the desert. He getting ready for his new film role, guys. Cyborg living life, man. I can't hate him too much. I don't agree with his lifestyle, but you know, I can't hate him too much. Talking about wrestling, we got Rudis. It says wrestling is painful. Especially if you go Kennedy Blade. She's gonna throw you on your head. Wrestling is beautiful. Wrestling transforms. Wrestling is a way of life. Shout out to Rudis. I'm not sponsored, but I'm sponsored by Inverted Gear. But listen, I could use a Rudis sponsorship too. We got Superman. What's he got to say?
Jiu-jitsu the most is that it's a thinking.
Can't say that. Can't play that. But Superman says go train. We had Canuto with his wife. They were at the UFC BJJ. Shout out to them. They got an unfair advantage. They're just like Quan. They live in Vegas, so they can, you know, they get the invites to the show, to the tournaments. Is that why Rosinski moved to Vegas? You guys got the hookup. You guys go. You just go. You just drive down a little bit. You at the UFC. You at the UFC BJJ. You at the CJI. You at the Jiu-Jitsu Con. You ain't got to go nowhere. You just go outside. You at the venue. So that's kind of a cheat code, you know. If you like, same thing with like the World Championships. If you live in Costa Mesa, you right there.
Or not is more complex than it's.
Can't play that. Gustavo Dantes. I think what's that? BJJ Mental Coach? Not to be confused with BJJ Mental Models. I can't play it either. It got music. You guys know I don't really play music on this show no more. YouTube does not play around with music, guys. There's no way to work around it. Once they play music, I got to get out of there.
So I was on the first UFC BJJ card, 1 million plus views on YouTube. It's pretty sick. Dana White was there. I don't know for my match, but he was there at some point. Pretty cool. But, I won my match, second round, submission, RNC, no hooks, some submission of the night, some may say. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Are you even listening?
So this is real. Keith is making a joke, but, you be on the show with 1 million plus views, Dana White, shaking hands with Dana White, getting whatever. People still don't know who you are. People in the jiu-jitsu community, white belts don't know who you are. Blue belts don't know who you are. The only people that know who Keith Krikorian is the black belts, the people that fight him. Quan says, I can see UFC Fight Pass and Apex from my apartment. Dang. Oh, Performance Institute? Dang, Quan ain't even got to get in the car. Quan walk across. Quan, you got it made, bro. Quan be hanging out at the Performance Institute. He's like, my cousin is a fighter. Can I come in? Quan getting in for free. Quan shoot it. Quan part of the media. He got the media pass. Got his camera. You got your Sony camera, Quan. You over there filming? But Keith Krikorian, he's saying the right stuff. You could be on all this stuff, and people will still not know who you are. And that's just how it is. People in the jiu-jitsu community, they might know who Mikey is. They might know who Craig is. They might know who Gordon is. But I assure you, if you go to most of these schools, they don't know who most people are. They might know who the Gracies are. You know Hoist Gracie? Okay. They don't know who Danaher is. Most white belts don't know who Danaher is. In certain places they do. If you go to B team, they people know more. But I'm saying if you go to regular schools, they don't know who anybody is. They know who their coach is. If you're not their coach, people come up to me like, my coach from this little town. I'm like, I don't know who your coach is. So yeah, jiu-jitsu fame is not really fame, guys. Even Gordo and Craig Jones, that's not real fame. It's pseudo fame. We had Gabriel Souza working with J-Flow. I think I showed this already, but it's kind of cool. J-Flow be taking everybody down. That just levels to it, man. That's just levels to it. And J-Flow, he never made the Olympic team. Imagine you training with Kayla Harrison or somebody. They would tear us apart. Travis Stevens or somebody. They'd be over here tossing us. But guys, I'm a huge believer in cross-training. If you guys can cross-train, get some cross-training in. Some of you guys got to train. Some of you guys not training. You guys know I keep calling Helena Danaher's daughter, but look at her. She looks exactly like Danaher. You guys didn't even know that was edited. You guys couldn't tell that was edited. That's Danaher's daughter, man. Danaher got some explaining to do. Danaher, where were you 20 years ago? Shout out to Danaher's daughter. Danaher. Yeah, that is Danaher. She looks I can't even find the real picture no more. That's their new picture. Quan says, yes, I actually did hang out in the Performance Institute and was soaking in the hot tub and ice bath in there. It was really cool. My cousin fights in the next UFC card in Abu Dhabi on Fight Island. I know you ain't going out there, Quan, but good luck to your cuz. What's Flow Wrestling got to say?
There's blame. I just think it didn't work out. I don't think that's the thing. I don't think there's a right or a wrong. I don't think someone was wrong, someone was right. I just think it didn't work out. Personality clash, detailed. You don't know what wasn't worked out ahead of time and what wasn't. That's an unknown. When something like this happens, you quickly want to say this person was wrong, this person was right. I don't think that's what we have here. I don't think there's blame. I just think it didn't work out. I don't.
I think the whole Penetration State College is to blame. I mean, Bo Bartlett, he went to the coaches and he went to the authorities on the campus. You know, hey, this is happening. Can you guys take care of it? For months, nothing happens. And you guys surprised that Bo left? I mean, that makes sense. I would get out of there. He doesn't feel safe there. I think Bo Bartlett he reported on that in December. Nothing came out till June. So yeah, Penn State falling apart. I mean, of course they still got some good people, but I mean, just because people are good at wrestling or jiu-jitsu doesn't mean they're good people to be around. What was going on here? So, yeah, the Fight Pass was good. I missed all the matches, guys. Unfortunately, I can't cover Fight Pass or not Fight Pass. I can't cover UFC BJJ, and I can't cover Polaris. You know, they copyright strike me, so I can't cover these matches really. But I still support them. Shout out to all the ladies out there, all the athletes. If I could actually, do reactions to the videos, to the matches, I would do it for real. I would spend hours watching the matches with you guys, but because I can't do that, I don't do it. Because I don't want to lose my channel from watching their event. I'm not going to do them no favors. They over here trying to cancel me. So everybody asking me, if I watch such and such show. We got a little post by some dude. Got music over here. The guy says mental strength does not equal mocking others for needing help. So if you guys don't remember, Gordo Ryan, Jason Whitfield likes Gordo. He was making fun of Fionn for talking about her mental health and the things she was going through, and he basically said that she wasn't mentally strong. But is that the kind of sport you guys want to have where you can't be human? Is like Gordon outside of his health issues, he's not really the best human. He's more of a robot, a robo, as my coach would say, a robo. It says Gordon Ryan wants to dominate but crumbles when others speak truth. Shout out to Fionn. Fionn be changing. Fionn, stop changing your handle, girl. She Fionn from New York, Fionn from UK, Fionn Ferocious. She be changing that handle every day. Shout out to her for showing real strength. This isn't just about jiu-jitsu. It's about what we allow. You mocked her. You justified your steroids. You dodged real questions. That isn't strength. This is cowardice dressed like a champion. Don't worry, guys. I'm never. Says the timing of your live shows are perfect for my drive home. Awesome. You guys know I think about the different time zones. We got Rich Homie Quan over there in Vegas. I'm trying to catch him in the morning. We got the East Coast. I'm trying to catch them before lunch. We got people in Europe. They going home. It's the afternoon. I don't know what time it is. Probably about 6 o'clock over there. 18. I don't know what time it is in Japan. We catch the night owls in Japan over there. So we hit different time zones over in this show. But I'm happy you got to watch. Right now we're talking about Gordo Ryan. I'm a big fan of Fionn. And she's just being open. She's showing what a lot of high level athletes deal with. So if you make fun of people, even I do make fun of people, but I'm trying to hold back sometimes, trying to have some sincerity and understanding. Unless it's somebody stupid. I'm sorry. Gordo Ryan, I ain't defending Gordo Ryan. It says people like you keep Gordon Ryan relevant. See how good Gordon is without the P. Well, he wasn't good without the PEDs. We saw how good he was. He was just like a normal grappler. Says not targeting Fionn, we support her. The silence from Gordon's circle is the issue. Well, he's in charge. Someone made a post. It was like, you had Danaher Def's DDS, the Danaher Def Squad. I hated that name, but it was more focused on Danaher. Then it became New Wave, focused on the newer athletes. Now it's Kingsway, it's focused on Gordon. And you know what? You can't talk back to the king. That's the downside to being the king. Nobody gives you good advice. You know, nobody can tell him anything. Jason says, let's talk about Aiga. There was almost 17 hours of matches, way too long. That was the problem with CJI. They have to find a way to shorten these shows. I mean, not only was it long, but it was several days, and it was, you know, in a crazy time zone. By the time I would wake up in the East Coast over here, the show was over. I don't know if we're going to cover anything about Aiga. I believe there was some issues, some drama. Of course, there's some drama. We always got drama. Yeah, we might cover a little bit, but yeah. There's so much. You had UFC BJJ last week. This week, it was like UFC BJJ Wednesday. There was Polaris Saturday, and Aiga and UFC. I can't cover everything. I'm a dude with a laptop in the basement. I can't cover everything. I don't make any money from this live stream. I can't cover. Yeah. But yeah, again, I support Fion. I support people sharing, you know, if they're going through issues. I support that, you know. Mikey, what's up, Mikey?
The thing about Mikey. What are your thoughts on Mikey?
Can't play the music.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Mikey. I'm glad Mikey found jiu-jitsu, because what would he have been good at? He would have been an accountant or a lawyer or something. But shout out to Mikey, man. Mikey, a special breed of person, bro. There's only one Mikey Musumeci. Can't play this. We got a little AI thing. I'm gonna play. I can't play the audio, but they typed in, you know, make a grappler cauliflower ear. So they just keep pushing the envelope here. If you see a dude with that much cauliflower ear, run away. Run away from that dude right there. He got stabbed. He got the bad stab. He gonna need a lung transplant too. What is God tier? Guys, take care of your ears. I mean, I got cauliflower, but you guys don't need cauliflower. Talking about Penetration State College, we got the Diddy team. The Diddy sponsored team. You got Aaron Brooks, you got Starachi, and you got Kyle Snyder. Why they throw Aaron Brooks in there? Why they throw Aaron Brooks in there? I might post this clip later, guys. Why they throw Aaron Brooks in there like that? Aaron Brooks. Why they throw Aaron Brooks in there? Aaron Brooks didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing to those people. All he did, well, he took Adderall. He had no prescription, but he got hit with something else too. But he ain't do nothing like that. Pat Downey coming after everybody. Pause on that. Guys, don't mess with Pat Downey. That's what I learned. Why they got Aaron Brooks on there? Aaron Brooks, everybody else deserved to be on there though, allegedly. But don't throw Aaron Brooks on there. He ain't do nothing. He just got hit by USADA. That's all. Man, Penetration State College, bro. Bro. I don't know what else to say. Even Muggsy smart. He ain't defending nobody. Where Nashawn Garrett at? What Nashawn Garrett got to say? What Nashawn Garrett? Bro, I thought jiu-jitsu was bad. I thought we were bad, but bro, wrestling got us, man. Wrestlers, you win. You guys win. I'm gonna post this later, guys, on Instagram. Don't worry. Oh, bro. Oh my God. Penetration. The Diddy team. Dang. I didn't know Diddy sponsored Penetration State. Where's Bo Nickel at? Oh no. That got me tickled, guys. I'm sorry. That got me tickled. That got me tickled. Woo. We got Polaris winners. We got Team America over there with Helena, Alex. What's that one girl's name? Homegirl, my sister over there. Kinda Savage. I don't know her real name though. Some other girls. Bria St. Marie. I kind of, oh, they got the names on the bottom. I kind of, Taylor. I kind of thought Team America would take this. They had like not just bigger names, but they had bigger girls. Some of the girls were bigger on Team America. We make them bigger over here. And the Team UK, Team Europe was a little bit smaller and some less well-known athletes. But overall, the highlights I saw, they looked really great. That quintet tough. That tournament format they did was tough. You gotta keep fighting till you lose. So, that ain't easy. You win 1 or 2 or 3 matches, that might be it for you. Unless you Gordo Ryan or Craig Jones, it's hard to beat everybody over there. Shout out to the girls, man. Shout out to the ladies, man. They doing it. They doing it, man. I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big fan of all these ladies. Hey, what's your name? I'm a big fan too. That girl never. She's from Love Island. They got a good host over there. She says, the start of my grappling era. Still on a high from Polaris 32, the first ever women's squad event, and such a historic night for women's grappling. I can't believe I got to present at something so iconic. Most of you might know me from Love Island. I don't watch reality TV like that, but you guys might recognize her. But what you might not know is that I founded Combat Collective, a women-only combat sports community. It started with my roots in Muay Thai, but my passion has grown so much deeper, from Muay Thai to MMA, and now into Jiu-Jitsu. I'm loving every second of this journey and meeting all the amazing women we get to celebrate. Quan, is that your girlfriend, Quan? That look like Quan girlfriend. You guys that know Quan had it like that. Quan, that's your girlfriend, bro. Quan doing it, bro. That look like Quan girlfriend. Shout out to Polaris, man, for doing this. Maybe UFC BJJ will learn from that. They got a lot of good female grapplers out there. We got some slap fight. Can I play this? Slap fight, the worst sport in history. Slap fight, the worst thing that ever happened. And that's Dana White's creation. Dana White created that, so they're going to get sued later. When these people get paralyzed and CTE and everything else, they're going to sue. But did I say Craig Jones? I meant to say Dana White. Dana White going to be out of there before all that happened. He's going to be retired. Dana White created this crap. Nah, Quan. Quan, you got it good, bro. Quan ain't going to mess that up. Quan said, that's it. She mine. Quan, you guys didn't know Rich Homie Quan had it like that. That's why Quan be working so hard. We got the Stillwater, not Stillwater. We got the Oklahoma State boys. Look, they out of trouble. They over here moved their mats. They get some new mats. Oh, they got some new mats. Got the boys moving them though. Look at that teamwork. Oh, that stuff's heavy. Looks like they got some new mats. That's cool, man. Phew, I'm too old to be moving stuff. I'm at that age where don't ask me to move nothing. And shoulder be messed up, knees messed up, hands messed up. Looks like they're getting rid of the old mats and got the new mats. So shout out to them, man. They ain't got no drama like Penn State over there. They good. Yeah, I don't know what to say about Coach Kell. How did he let all this happen? Wagner Hosha, you got something to say?
It's July 25th, WNO, Who's Number One, in South Florida, in Miami. He's never been here before. It's the first time here. If you're from South Florida, you need to come and watch, because this is a huge opportunity for you to see one of the biggest events in the world here in our backyard. Who's Number One, July 25th. Me and Jasmine, my daughter, will be competing on this card. I'm excited to be part of one of the best events in the world and to have this opportunity in our backyard. So again, if you're from South Florida and you train, you need to come out, support this, continue these events coming to our area because this is how jiu-jitsu grows.
Guys, why is Wagner Hosha fighting? Wagner, retire, please. Please retire, bro. Not only was Wagner, in the hospital this year, his daughter was in the hospital for a bad weight cut. So, people, take care of your health. Listen to your bodies. And don't take this crap. I'm telling you guys, don't take all this crap. You guys won't listen. I tell you guys, you don't need this crap. You don't need it, man. Listen, especially, I don't know, man. Just train, man. Train hard, man. You don't need to do all this stuff, man. You take care of your health. That should be number one priority. We got J-Flow. Can't play that music, but he's got a knee pad. The J-Flow knee pad. So if you guys are out there trying to shoot some takedowns and you need some leg support, maybe check out that J-Flow knee pad over there. I assure you it's probably better than that Anaconda bull crap you got on. All you guys got that Anaconda stuff, and that stuff don't work at all. You should have got a shock doctor. But yeah, this knee pad looks really good, especially if you got bursitis or anything, need a little bit of protection for them knees. Check out that J-Flow. I'm not sponsored by them, but you guys can help out J-Flow too. What Eddie Bravo got to say?
Hello, everybody. I'm excited for the show. It's going to be amazing. It sucks the 10th Planet had to drop out. We had some injuries, but we still got PJ Barch from 10th Planet South Bay. He's going to battle today against Jonathan Gracie's. It should be amazing. I'm excited about the show. Can't wait. Hello, everybody.
When did I'm a little amped up. I had a lot of sugar yesterday. When did Eddie Bravo become Joe Rogan? They all look the same. Bald, beard. I guess they had to drop out. I have no idea. I did not keep up with Aiga. I saw a little bit of the drama. I think we got something from it. Homegirl, Helena, she took her first L. She took some L's at Polaris. So Dana, her daughter, she just got her black belt. So black belt. I'm gonna be honest. Most people, outside of Mika Galvao, most people are not winning at black belt immediately. And Rotulo's. Usually black belt, you like, dang, I got a lot to work on. So Helena, she got some work to put in, but she good, man. She young, she just got her black belt. She gonna do well. Give her a couple more years to cook. She doesn't really seem to do good against girls that are bigger though, like technical big girls. If they're just kind of sloppy big girls, she gonna beat them. But if they're technical big girls, she have trouble with them. Speaking of the UFC, we got UFC settles $375 million payment to fighters who were unfairly commercially controlled. Between 2010 and 2017, the average payout for each fighter will be $250K. So that does seem like a lot, but not for your whole career. That $250K, you can't retire on that $250K. And that's almost 10 years ago. That's literally 15 to something years ago. It says UFC to pay $375 million to fighters. It says 35 fighters got over $1 million. Leading the pack is Mark Hunt, who received about $2 million from the UFC's $375 million settlement. However, he believes the settlement reduced from $1.3 billion is insufficient, with fighters getting only $5,000. So, whenever you guys are defending the UFC, I'm looking at the bigger picture. They're gonna screw you over. That you should expect them to screw you over. They definitely gonna screw you over. So rich homie Quan, help your cousin. Help him make some good moves, get sponsorships, and make the right move so that he can have a future and invest properly. Quan, you got to help him, bro, because the UFC ain't gonna help you. says he continues to appeal another lawsuit against the UFC. I mean, UFC got nothing but lawsuits, showing ongoing dissatisfaction. Financially, he won, but he feels the broader fight for fighter rights remains unresolved. So they've been, if you look at how much they pay, they've been underpaying for decades. And, you know, while sucking all that revenue, you know, Dana White has a net worth of $500 million. You put all the UFC fighters together, they don't have that net worth. We got to take out Conor McGregor. I mean, you keep in Anderson Silva, GSP, Ronda Rousey. You keep in everybody else. Take out Conor McGregor, who made that money from boxing. They don't come anywhere near to $500 million net worth. Now they made $1 billion. All those fighters together made billions of dollars, but they don't have. They probably don't have 100 million between all of those people. Yeah, so you know that's why I'm always on the UFC. I'm never going to be on the side of the UFC. If you in the UFC, you need to be smart, make moves for yourself, stand out, make the money for yourself, build yourself into an athlete that the UFC can't control. And for the love of God, learn how to negotiate. These fighters be signing the worst contracts. And speaking about fighters signing bad contracts, we got Carlos Enrique and Andrew Tackett. They look happy right now. But let's give it a couple years. We'll see how they feel later. But you know, they're doing well, man. They got their ugly belts up there. I mean, they'll give me a run for my money. Well, I don't think Tackett will get me. Carlos Enrique, he good, but as long as you don't invert, he's not going to get that arm. You guys know my boy Jeff Cummins rolled with Carlos Enrique. He didn't get tapped out.
The building after their wins, newly minted.
So, you know, they're enjoying the attention and, you know, the spectacle. You know, everything that glitters not gold, man. Talking a little bit about Aiga, we had two guys that had to make some crazy cuts over there, and I'm really surprised that they went over there that fat. They should have had some self-control before they got over there. It says 2 athletes, 2 tough cuts. Both made weight. Both showed up ready to kill. DeAndre landed at 77 kilograms, cutting to 70 was about 14, 15 pounds. If you're that much overweight, I don't know why they're doing these weight cuts like this. So he's no stranger to big cuts, been doing it for years, but this time he dialed it in. We helped with the final phases of the acute weight reduction stage, took the stress out, clean descent, no panic, and more importantly, he bounced back like a pro, made weight easily, and looked sharp on the mat. That's what happens when you stop winging it and do it the right way. Devontae touched down at 100 kilograms, competing in the minus 91 kilogram division. We took a slow, smart route, no rushing, got him down to 94.5 kg before the final cut. Then split the last 3.5 kg over 2 days, made weight comfortably, competed at 100.5 kg, and woke up today at 102 kg. That's textbook execution. It's not just about making weight, it's about how you make weight and you show up after. You can do this alone, sure, but when it counts, having someone who's got the system, the timing, and the experience, that's the difference between surviving the cut and performing like a savage. So I don't really know who these people are. Might be interested in seeing who they are. I don't do crazy weight cuts. I have in the past. Nothing more than 5 pounds really. So maybe if you guys need to lose weight for a tournament, I'm a bigger proponent. You know, I do IBJJF, so a lot of times we can't cut weight like that unless you want to be completely depleted. But if you're doing like the night before weigh-in, they can lose crazy amount of weight. They can lose like 15 pounds, come back the next day, you fighting some dude, you're like, what the heck is going on? So we're just going to check out their website real fast. I don't know who this guy is. Looks like you got to message him via WhatsApp, and then you do that from there. I don't know. It's called BJJ Nutrition. If you guys want to follow that, you guys can. I say eat healthy. Don't take supplements that will get you banned by USADA. Look over here. We got homeboy Jiao Miao over here getting his foot torqued around. I got a chance to go to 1908 their studio last month. It was really nice. Jiao kind of came in later, but we saw him and Paulo was covering the class, so it was pretty cool. This guy actually gave Jiao a hard time. Yeah, going for the toe hold. I guess he forgot that the Meow Bros don't tap, but I mean they still take damage. They just don't tap. All right, guys, I'm getting through these tabs, bro. Demetrius Johnson, what you got to say?
John Jones is one of the greatest.
He can't play that. He says Demetrius Johnson refuses to accept John Jones as the GOAT because he was a drug cheat. Listen, a lot of these drug cheats don't get caught. Demetrius Johnson is questioning whether John Jones deserves to be considered one of the greatest fighters of all time, referencing Jones's multiple failed drug tests as a serious stain on his legacy. Jones had several run-ins with anti-doping authorities over the course of his career. I don't want to talk about that. John Jones is a good fighter, man. He's not a good person, but he's a good fighter. I really don't want to cover this. We had Ilya Torpa. Is that how you say his last name? He beat Charles Oliveira. I don't think we can play any UFC stuff. I don't think we can play any UFC stuff. I stay away from UFC content. So I guess was it Team Kansai? They beat Team Alione. Is that true? Oh, the Williams Elite team. So I believe this is the team that won. Team Kansai. Kansai won the money with Roberto. I guess Roberto's arm was better. He beat Giancarlo. Says Aiga was a shit show. Multiple athletes couldn't get visas. Oh, I didn't know. Well, that's what they did in Kazakhstan. Who couldn't get a visa? People were fighting up. Multiple athletes showed up and decided they didn't want to fight the day of the show. It seemed like they were fighting. Was it Acai Republic? It seemed like none of those guys were there. They were all fighting some Eastern Europeans. I ain't see nobody from Acai Republic over there. Listen, Jason Whitfield, this was a money laundering event. They made some money though. For some reason, I thought that team that won would get $1 million, but it was split. It was like first place got 800,000. No, 500,000. First place got 500,000. Second place got 200,000. Third place got 100,000. No, what was the split? Maybe it was 800,000 or 500,000. I can't remember now. But yeah, it didn't seem like team Andrew Tackett said, let's go. Andrew Tackett can't go over there. Andrew Tackett is stuck. He's stuck in the UFC BJJ. The only issue with that is that they don't have no good fights over there. The finals was good, but nobody can tell me that the Musumeci versus Harrison match was an okay fight, but the dude didn't have no nogi experience. He ain't know how to defend a leg lock.
So things have been pretty normal since the show. Nothing's really changed. I'm back to training. God, sorry, this guy keeps calling me.
So Krikorian's really pushing this UFC thing. I'm gonna be honest, bro. If you think being in the UFC gonna change your life, it can change your life, but that alone by itself ain't gonna do it. So, as always, I say focus. He's doing a good job on the social media. focus on getting better. That's all I can say. I mean, he had a tough match, but even Isaac's a world champion in the gi, but Isaac never did no gi before, so you should have beat Isaac, bro. And Isaac's my homeboy. Just focus on being better, man. That's all I can say. Maybe the social media is working. I don't know. He's young, so he can do it. Danny Chopper, what's up, bro? Penn State, yeah, Penetration State College, bro. You missed me going off on him. Don't worry, we're gonna hit up Reddit for a little bit. Yeah, if you're relying on Dana White to push your career, good luck. Dana White don't remember none of these fighters' names. All Dana White know is Mikey, Craig, and Gordo, and maybe Nicky Rod. He don't remember nobody. Maybe Tackett. Speaking of Aiga, they had the $1 million in the fishbowl for some reason. Why was the money in the fishbowl? All I can say is $1 million don't look like a lot of money in that fishbowl, that fish tank right there. $1 million, shrinkflation got the $1 million over there. They meant $1 million Russian rubles or whatever. They didn't mean $1 million USD. Danny said, "I'm gonna have to rewind. This was a wild statement." We're gonna go back to Reddit, but I was laughing a little bit earlier. Jason said first was 500,000, second was 300,000, third was 150. Okay, that means the winners got like 50 grand after taxes. I mean that's not bad money. It's not bad money. I could take the $50,000. I wouldn't complain. The only issue, you go into these countries, you get in a fight with one of those dudes over there in Kazakhstan or Russia, wherever. You think you're gonna get on the airplane with that $50,000? I mean, you can't even travel with $50,000. You might have to claim it, or they give you a check or something. I don't know how they're getting that money over the border. I ain't traveling with no $50,000. I think you do have to. Do you have to claim it or whatever? The $50,000. I never had $50,000. I ain't never traveled with no $50,000. I don't know how they're getting that money out to their countries, but U.S. you got $10,000. You better let them know. Can you Venmo? Can you Venmo me the $50,000? But what I was saying is, you start some trouble, you get in some trouble over there. The Russians say, "Hey, leave that money." They got the AKs in front of you. You better leave the money. So anything could pop off. You don't know. Your visa. Oh, you got it. You stuck in that country. You stuck in Kazakhstan. All money, not good money. That $50,000 is nice, but I thought they were getting more. You go over there, Aiga, you get slammed by Jason Nolf. Jason Nolf, go back to wrestling, bro. Go back to Penn State. Jason Nolf running from Penetration State College, too. Jason Nolf said, "I'm getting away from wrestling." What did they do to him? What did they do to you, Jason Nolf? I didn't really like this, but he was slamming Pato left and right. Yeah, he was kind of slamming Pato. Why are you slamming Pato, bro? That was bad. That was a bad move. Yeah, I didn't like that, Jason Off. I didn't like that, man. Now they're going to send a Brazilian after you. They're going to send a roided out Brazilian after you to tear your leg off. To slam you. Yeah, I hate when people are like, all slams should be legal. Well, screw you, bro. Let me slam you. Let me slam you into the hard mat over there. It's all fun till somebody slams you. Pato, he got $50,000, but his back is messed up. That might, how much damage Pato just took? You think that $50,000 was worth getting slammed, Pato? No, that $50,000, you can't grapple no more. Your back is toasted up. How you gonna compete anymore? So Jason Off was just slamming Pato like left and right. Oh, that's the same video. So he just kept slamming him. Whenever people like the no slam rule is soft, bro. Yeah, I don't really listen to comments like that, because once you get slammed, I mean, it's like, jiu-jitsu is a sport. Once you start doing that kind of stuff, it becomes more gray area. Well, when Pato holds the heel hook on you and you tap out, I mean, there ain't no tapping out in the street. It's like you can keep escalating it. Well, I can kick you in the balls. I can poke you in the eye. There's no limit. So we need to have the rules, Yeah, that would be like, somebody said that would be like the Brazilians showing up to USA Wrestling, USA Open, and start ripping heel hooks. Well, DeSanto did that Kimura that one time. Yeah, I don't really like slams. I don't think it's good for the sport. It's not good for the athletes. And then you get people like Jason Nolf. He kind of, what the fuck you doing, bro? Why are you doing that? He's all over the place. Go back to wrestling, Jason Nolf. What are you doing, bro? You just messing around. We're gonna send you back to penetration state, bro. Mikey got a long post. I'm gonna read this. Oh God. Guys, before I read this post, be sure to check out Inverted Gear and BJJ Mental Models, because this is work over here. People said live streaming would be easy, but this is work. I gotta read Mikey's post. He says, long post, but if you don't got time, don't read it. One of my favorite quotes is, do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Is he talking about the UFC? Ralph Waldo Emerson. In 2020, I planned on stopping competing and going to law school. I was pretty much... Sorry, Mikey. I pretty much won everything. You didn't win no ADCC. Get out of here, bro. He didn't win everything. He won IBJF. He didn't win everything, though. I was pretty much done with standard jiu-jitsu path. I already won everything I wanted and just wanted to pursue something else that would bring me more fulfillment. Right before placing the belt in the middle of the mat, his black belt, I'm assuming, I called a close friend and mentor of mine, Michael Zinga. If that's your mentor, Mikey, I don't trust Mikey, bro. His mentors, I like Michael Zinga. Shout out to BJJ Fanatics. But, man, I don't trust Mikey, bro. I'm sorry. Danny says, is slamming legal in wrestling as long as you aren't spiking? And I guess the style age brackets. I mean, they can only throw you. They can't just slam you. Like they gotta throw you. Well, sometimes they slam you on your neck too. Nobody said wrestling was soft though. I'm a big fan of Kennedy Blaze, but she be slamming girls on their cervical vertebrae. Which is basically spiking. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to use technique. But again, in wrestling, they don't have as many rules, so you be out there choking some people out. Some of the wrestlers dirty. I guess Jason Nolf dirty too. So, some of the wrestlers be choking you out, be tearing your arm off, be doing the Kani Basami. Wrestling, they can just take you out. Mikey don't got the best mentors. He convinced me off the ledge of retiring and to continue down this crazy volatile path of competing. There were so many things I hated about the structure of jiu-jitsu and competitions in jiu-jitsu have been going on about since 1996 to 1998, ADCC and IBJF. And basically the top grapplers until recently were winning a gi and maybe $200 if they won worlds. But they still, even with such little money at the time, stayed consistent and grew our sport to where it is now. They shaped our sport, but now it's on the next generation to do the same. That's why he's entrusting the sport to Dana White, who's getting Dana White just wrote a check for $375 million, Mikey. Mikey. It says not the same thing, just replicating what they did, but altering the path for the future competitors. There won't be a path if UFC BJJ is the winner overall. There won't be no more jiu-jitsu path. says altering the path for the future competitors so they have professionalism and opportunity to compete and be athletes. Changing tradition will always be a difficult thing in society. People will hate you for it, but in the future, jiu-jitsu will be where I want it. And I believe people will be happy with me for standing my ground and help create this path of jiu-jitsu. I see what Mikey's saying, but he already started off bad. Mikey already said he didn't have any decision-making power. How is that different than IBJJF or ADCC or any of those things where the athletes had no power or no say? Athletes have no power or say in ADCC, in IBJJF, in all these tournaments. They have no say in anything. The only tournament you might have a say in is CJI. And Mikey didn't go that path. Mikey found a different path. He found it kind of reminds me, when you go bowling and they got the rails. That's the path Mikey's talking about, the rails where I'm sorry, Mikey. I'm not a big fan of what you're saying right now. But I can disagree. That's why I'm saying it on my platform. First, it started with Who's Number One, which did an incredible job in the right direction of making professional jiu-jitsu, bringing other players into the industry within the one championship as well. Decided to blow up jiu-jitsu to a whole other level, to the point I moved to Asia for 3 years to support the growth of professional jiu-jitsu. Then finally bringing UFC into jiu-jitsu as well. Now we have sustainability, drug testing, division, exposure format that viewers outside of jiu-jitsu can watch, and it's only the beginning. I have been on the forefront of this revolution for a while now, and it's just so beautiful. But also Mikey, he's kind of, I'm not saying he brought in the exclusive contracts, but he's kind of divided the sport. Mikey, I think you grew the sport, but you also divided it. Now some athletes are stuck in one championship. Other athletes are stuck over there in UFC BJJ. So if anything, Mikey, he might have grown the sport, but at what cost? What they say, the path to hell is full of what was it called? Good intention, I don't trust Mikey to make decisions for everybody. He's too autistic. Didn't Mikey, this is the same guys that said he wouldn't be hyper-focused on leg locks, and what did he do? He was hyper-focused on leg locks the whole time. So I like Mikey as an athlete, but I don't trust Mikey to do anything for jiu-jitsu people. I think if you had to pick between Mikey and Craig Jones, if you're an athlete, you got one decision. You got to decide who to put your money on, Craig Jones or Mikey. I would say put your money on Craig because he's got your best interest at heart. Mikey says he has your best interest, but it seems like everything's only benefited him, really, and maybe a couple people. But with Craig Jones, it seems like everybody benefited. Even the Tackets. The Tackets, the first dudes over there the Tackets, the first dudes to jump ship. The Tackets wouldn't be where they are without Craig Jones. I'm not saying they didn't make themselves. They worked hard. But CJI gave him a platform to spring load to all these other tournaments and UFC. Before Tackett was a star, Tackett wasn't really he had personality, but he wasn't. I'm sorry, Tackett, but your jiu-jitsu wasn't that good to well, he didn't win the show on Who's Number One, Who's Next, but he was good. I don't know, man. I think maybe I'm just older. I'm thinking longevity a lot of times, and I see UFC getting sued. I'm looking at Slap Fight. That's a big lawsuit waiting to happen. I see how the UFC's done business for the last 20 years. I don't have faith in them, and you shouldn't either. Mikey, why you trust UFC? We got some more Demetrius Johnson. What do you got to say? Listen, I like Demetrius Johnson. Let's hear what he's got to say.
The more I follow the sport and I cover UFC, I'm like, this is not a fucking sport. It's truly not. It's a reality TV show. Everybody just fighting, Yeah, we can go on all day about this whole thing, but I think it should have been Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. And the fact that John retired 38. He don't leave the house unless he's making $100,000, and it doesn't excite him. That's perfectly fine. I just wish he would have retired after he fought Stipe because it's always going to happen. And now that he's gone, everybody's looking at his career. We're all coming out saying you can't be the GOAT. And I think a lot of athletes, like let's ask GSP. Like GSP, let me ask you a question. Do you think John Jones is the greatest of all time, even though he's failed a drug test? He might, I don't know. Let's ask Habib. Like, hey, dog, you're a clean athlete. All your athletes are, let's talk, like, let's stand on fucking base. Like, do you think, ask John Jones, like, John, you failed a drug test, right? Even though it's a picogram, do you consider yourself the greatest of all time? Even though you failed a drug test, like, tell me your honest opinion. Like, be a man. Like, it's not a sport, right? The more I follow the sport and I cover UFC, I'm like, this is not a fucking sport. It's truly not. It's a reality TV show. Everybody just fighting, Yeah, we can go on all day about this whole thing, but I think it should have been Tom Aspinall versus John Jones. And the fact that John retired, 38, he don't leave the house unless he's making 100.
Quan said he got to get Mikey drunk before he trust him. I don't know. We saw a side of Mikey, when he fought Gabriel Souza. I don't know that you guys think Mikey's all nice, but man, I don't know. We saw a dark side of Mikey at that one FC fight, and that was like, I think that was the last time he fought, or maybe he fought one more time, and that was it. So, I like Mikey as a competitor. He's one of the best to do it. Definitely one of the best American competitors. But Mikey's got issues. I don't I don't trust Mikey the way he be breaking down. Yeah, he's very emotional. Very, very emotional guy. He's too old to be that emotional, bro. He's 29 years old. Lovato makes history. Lovato won the adult super heavy division at the Nogi Brasileiros. So he's the first person to win gold at all 4 IBJJF majors in both gi and nogi. Let's be honest, Nogi Brasileiros, Brazilians don't even do nogi. So that it is a accomplishment, but the Brazilians don't really do nogi like that. But shout out to Lovato, Masters. I forget what Masters age he is. He might be Masters 3. 2 or 3 maybe. But he just won adult, so shout out to him. I just saw some other news too. We got Ray Higuchi showing some takedowns, arm drag. 2024 Olympic champ. I just saw a post recently. It's not about jiu-jitsu, but I'll be updating this show live, bro. This is a live show, man. Saw some bad news, actually. It says, we want to inform Ronnie Coleman fans, supporters, and the bodybuilding community that Ronnie Coleman was admitted to the hospital on this past Sunday due to a serious medical condition. He is currently receiving expert medical care and continues to show incredible strength and resilience. At this time, we are not sharing additional details as the focus remains on Ronnie's recovery and well-being. We kindly ask for your understanding and support in keeping the environment respectful and free of speculation. Please rely only on official updates from Ronnie's family or authorized representatives. We are committed to keeping you informed as appropriate. Ronnie has always inspired the world with his toughness and heart, and we know how he feels the love, the energy being sent his way. With heartfelt regards to Coleman family. So, have Ronnie Coleman in your prayers, guys. We talked about Ben Askren. People were saying some crazy stuff about Ben Askren, but he just got the lung transplant, so we'll see how he goes. But hopefully Ronnie Coleman bounces back. I tell you guys, take care of yourselves. Don't take all the supplements and don't abuse your body. But you guys, Ronnie Coleman definitely did all that stuff. That made him a lot of money. But there's always a cost, guys. There's no free lunch out here. Your body, I don't care what you put in your body. There's only so much wear and tear it can take. Your heart can only beat so much. Your lungs can only expand so much. The liver and kidney can only filter so much before, stuff starts to happen. I'm getting a little tired. We're going to go a little bit longer. It says Aiga mini brawl after Pato's fight. It says the mess started around 3:30. I for sure wasn't going to watch that. It says the ref raises Pato's hand and he goes to greet the opponent's coach. Did it show that? We didn't have that clip? I thought we had it. Let's play it real. Can we play it? If it's on Flow, I can play it. Ooh, shoot! Get out of here. I don't want to watch no commercials, bro. Get out of here. We're gonna play it real fast, guys. Oh, dang. So Pato gets his hand raised. We're gonna speed it up so I don't get hit with a copyright strike. Get out of here. 3:30. Don't hit me with a copyright strike, Aiga. Guys, hand raise, and I guess the... Oh, they clear. Go back. Oh, there we go. Guys, hand raise. Coach gets in his face, pushes him. So, guys, listen. You go to Kazakhstan. You get in a battle with some Russians. You might not make it home. You might not. I'm for real. You might not make it home. You don't know where those Russians came from. You don't know who they associated with. You don't know what dictator. You don't know what dictator they associated with, what arms dealer they got connections to. You might not make it back to that plane, bro. So yeah, it looks like said this brawl was an embarrassment, but the finish of the sub was interesting with the way Pato held the hill with his hand. I didn't see it. Oh. They're saying it possibly was a Brazilian tap. If you guys don't know what a Brazilian tap, it's where the person taps either lightly or I maybe did a Brazilian tap one time by accident. Like you think they're about to tap, but they keep going and the referee doesn't see it. So, as a rule of thumb, you keep your submissions, guys. That's why Pato probably held that submission. I thought I had it on my Instagram, but Danny Choppa says, for real, those Russian tough shows are way too sketchy. They knock each other out before the actual fight. They're going to knock you out during the interview. God forbid Mikey be jumping ship. He'd be jumping teams. He'd be jumping organizations. So what if Mikey ended up in one of those Russian organizations with Russian Dana White over there? And, you get one of those Dagestani guys over there fighting Mikey. Mikey. It's hard to trust Mikey because he ain't settled down nowhere. Mikey, how many times Mikey done changed teams? Danny Choppa says, couldn't be me. Way too sketchy. How many times Mikey done switch teams, switch coaches, switch girlfriends? He doing too much. I thought I had a clip of that. I don't want to play that YouTube video though. Let me see if I can find it. Pato did not have a good tournament. He got slammed. He got slammed repeatedly. I guess I didn't clip it. He got slammed repeatedly. He's getting pushed by the Russians. I hope they gave him a bonus check. I can't find it. Yeah, I hope they gave him a little bit of bonus for that. You do these tournaments. I don't know if that 50K is worth. He got his back, almost got his back broken. He's getting in a fight with some Russian dudes. Hope he makes it back to Brazil or America safely. Trump says Pato can't come back to America. Was that 50K worth it? He should have stayed in the country. He should have did UFC BJJ instead. We read this earlier. Maybe I'll read it again for you guys that just jumped in. So Ben Askren, update from his wife, Amy Askren. She says, we are so thankful to share that Ben has received a double lung transplant. That's a rough one, guys. We are forever thankful to the donor and his family. This is the beginning of a new lifestyle for Ben, but every new day he has is a gift. It still doesn't feel real that he was walking around completely healthy just 5 weeks ago. So much can change so quickly. Please keep Ben in your prayers that his body welcomes the new lungs as if they were his own. I am constantly in awe of all the people carrying us through right now. I can't wait to tell Ben about this. I'm hopeful that in the coming weeks, Ben will be able to give the next update, but hopefully he will wait until the drugs wear off. So good news. Great news. Hopefully with his age and relative health, he will still be able to defy the odds and live to be an old man. I mean, he's already in his 40s, so if he get 20 years, that might be where he's gonna top out. Them new lungs, everything kind of lasts 20 years. Whenever they get a hip replacement, 10, 15, 20 years. Knee replacement, 10, 15, 20 years. Lung replacement, 20, I think that's it, 20 years, Ben Askren. So you better live them 20 years good. Heart transplant, that might be 5 years. So guys, please take care of your health. I'm telling you not to do this crazy stuff. People like, some of these other athletes, they doing crazy stuff. But they not here for a long time. They here for a good time. Don't do what they doing. I mean, most of us ain't got their money. we ain't making $50,000 in the weekend unless you at the casino. It says, I wonder if Jake Paul actually gave the money. If so, that's awesome. Regardless, someone did, and Funky is getting better. It's not a money donor, it's a lung donor, meaning someone had to die to give up their lungs. But the operation still cost thousands of dollars. Ben's insurance wouldn't cover the operation. Hundreds of thousands. We did some research. It's like $500,000 per lung. So, and he got double lung. Double lung. That's insane. They can replace your lungs. You don't think about, hey, I need a new set of lungs. It's not some tires, guys. It ain't no new set of tires. They can't just throw those things on and put them in there. Let's see. As proud as I am of the people that came together to help make this happen, I can't help but be disgusted. Disgusted that the crowdfunding was necessary to save a young insured father's life. Dude had medical insurance that was bought and paid for, yet still was denied. Welcome to America. Yeah, welcome to America. There's a reason you don't hear about the green hat character getting charged with terrorism. I don't know what they're talking about. Great news. Ben was supposed to lead the 4th of July parade yesterday in Heartland, Wisconsin, and instead they asked the members of his wrestling club to walk in his honor. A great turnout to support him. Why do they have a 4th of July parade already? 4th of July ain't till Friday, bro. It says insane. How does this happen to someone who is in Olympic shape and probably treats his body like a temple? Somebody says rumor is he broke a rib, decided to rest it. It perforated his lungs and caused a massive infection. Infections will kill anyone. That's why all the goobers who try to wrestle through staph are annoying. So, guys, please take care of yourselves. You get staph, any type of infection, please take heed of that and don't wait. You might need a new set of lungs. And if you not Ben Askren, you might not get those lungs. Ben Askren, super famous UFC fighter, one championship fighter. I mean, UFC. Look how UFC. I don't think UFC helped him at all. Super famous Olympian and NCAA wrestler. He barely got a new set of lungs. This has nothing to do with money. She's thanking the person that died and their family for the lungs. Not sure why people are jumping. Well, he needed money. Not only did he need money, but he needed someone to donate the lungs. So, nobody can do this alone. You need a community to help you. Says they would have done the surgery whether or not he had the money anyways. It just means they would have been stuck with a big bill because the insurance wouldn't cover it, because double lung transplant recipients are not likely to live very long. Unless Ben Askren and his family are horrible with their money, he really should have no problem covering the bill. So I'm really not sure why they are asking for donations. $1 million, bro. Who got $1 million just sitting? Well, some people do have $1 million. I don't have $1 million sitting around. I don't have $500,000. I don't have $50,000. And they got that. They had that money in that fish tank. I need that fish tank with the money in it. Yeah. Says hoping he defies the odds and lives a long full life. Glad that his kids get a little more time with their dad. Yeah. Terrible situation. I'm glad now it's kind of looking better. But he's not out of the woodwork yet. You know, he's got to have the transplant. That's got to be successful. He's got to not get another infection. And then he's going to be on medication for the rest of his life. So he can't do the same stuff he was doing before. He can't be reckless like he was before. So we talked a little bit about Bo Bartlett. It says, just found out Bo Bartlett wrestled with 2 different shoes all season because Carter stole one. So, you know, this, I don't know what was going on at Penn State. I don't know how Kel let this continue, but, you know, Bo Bartlett's the only one that really spoke out, and maybe 1 or 2 other wrestlers, but I'm sure other people were getting bullied by Starachi. Danny Chapa says, honestly, it's great to hear this turned out well. Still disappointed I didn't hear anything from the UFC helping. I didn't hear anything from UFC. I believe Joe Rogan did say something. Let's look real fast. I'll push this over here. Where's audio at? Give me 1 second, guys. I don't see the... Oh, there it is.
What happened to Ben Askren? Wasn't it a staph infection that turned into pneumonia?
Oh, really? I don't know.
Shoot, I don't want to play that.
The only issue with martial arts, though.
What happened to...
Let me find the one without the music. They got me, bro. You guys know I can't play that music, man. What episode was that? Joe Rogan MMA. Let's see if we can find it, guys. I don't know if it's up on Yeah, I don't see it. Ugh. I just want to play that music, bro. It's the same one.
What happened to Ben Askren? Wasn't it a staph infection that turned into pneumonia?
Oh, really? I don't know.
Is he doing okay? I never.
He's not doing okay, man. He needs a lung transplant.
Oh.
Yeah, he had, I think, necrotic pneumonia. So essentially, it was.
Oh, that music got me, guys.
In his lung tissue. So they had to put him on a ventilator, and apparently.
I'm gonna try to take that out. Yeah, so Joe Rogan did talk about it. Let me see if I can read it. Joe Rogan revealed the dire health situation of former UFC welterweight Ben Askren, who is battling necrotizing pneumonia stemming from a staph infection. He's not doing okay, man. Rogan told Corey Sanhagen. Why can't we find that? Let's find that. I want to listen to it. I just don't want the music playing in the. Oh, did they not post the full videos no more? Oh, they do. Oh.
Joe Rogan podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan.
I don't know where it would be, guys. I'm sorry.
How to win. It's not addicted to relax and
Getting to your phone.
because then you. I hate traveling stuff or whatever. It's like it feels like just one of those things where like you let one thing go.
It's $5.
Oh. Okay. The reason I tore my tricep was.
Give me one second, guys. I'm looking for it.
He has this like constant fight or flight reaction in his body where he wants to
Bad pizzas, too much cheese stuff. He's great. Take sugar and put it back in dudes and shit.
I know there's certain protein.
15. Dude, I was taking like 10 or 15 garlic.
People have been taking garlic.
I started eating a bunch of spice.
Yeah.
What are they talking about?
Cramps must be.
I would say on Tuesday.
Weight cutters of all time.
But I don't think that there would be a problem with doing multiple weight classes because then you know if this thing gets.
Danny Choppa says, not surprised though. Dana too busy gatekeeping Jones, even though he's now stripped. Yeah.
It's timed out.
I don't know. They got a weird relationship.
Not working, like me not being able to fuck out, or how this.
And he was snoring, like out face plant, high ranking, and I doing comedy at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was this thing where ability to adjust your weight and use.
Say that if you're starting, you don't need to be like super, because Barral was just that guy.
Adesanya likes to call buttons.
If I just keep my hands, you're that style.
He's just got this leverage.
Those types of guys, like the Islams, they do both.
Are in the division, and you get
stopped. I immediately had
drinking coffee, another cup. Like the consequences of not being in tune are so great.
Because after they cut,
what did I feel bad?
Hang on, guys.
Like that's just life. Just
I'm looking for it, guys.
Yeah, at this age, unfortunately, they told me my whole life it was gonna happen.
But eventually, one more. He's saying, "Who is he?" He's not. No one. The big, tall Brazilian
doesn't mean that I beat all the best.
It's not a natural heavyweight either.
Because there's too much going on.
Bobby Orr breaks. There's no time for
existence as a kid is to
Sorry,
not
guys,
be
I'm
made
looking
fun
for
of
it.
and called gay. Yeah, they're good. Brought so many people together, because they're really the only
fuck him
political thing. It's all those old
like during the COVID crisis. People were getting their accounts banned.
Kind of thought about like how to be.
This is you're wasting energy.
You're healthy.
When you say choked, like what about your
non-Han stuff?
Okay.
Yeah,
looking for it,
it
guys.
Started out in the August 5th. My favorite people of all time. I got to meet him at the Comedy Works in Denver. There's like psychedelic ins close. I fuck around with based off of
something superior to what we are now.
I'm looking for it,
or
guys.
maybe we're more awesome than what we have in life. UFC 5 years ago was crazy.
Christ was born.
That idea for a really long time. Yeah, like quantum to invent electric.
Super intelligent.
Cool if
they're not telling stories for no reason.
Hero's journey thing. Really good job of doing about, and he, I guess, probably makes me sound maybe a little bit weird, but that's kind of
weird's good.
That's me. Yeah. Mega commitment.
I can't find it, guys. I'm looking for it.
In those moments. To now, kind of somewhere a little bit cool way to look at it, and that gladiator play.
Mm-hmm.
It's
at the Garden.
Cool.
So you fighting Marab at the Garden would be fucking insane.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
When you think about him, what do you think about this matchup? Like, how do you approach it?
I think he has some obviously really good physical traits that make him his conditioning is a superpower that other people don't get to have. And that's unique to him, and he's made a way to weaponize that in a really smart way.
Oh, we're going to cheat. We're going to cheat the system.
Every time I kind of do technically break down things, I feel like I'm trying to be really convincing.
Guys, we're gonna cheat the system over here. Can we find it? Let's see. Will it find it on here? Oh, but only one match? Wait a second. It didn't search. Oh, no. It didn't search this. I can't find it, guys. I tried my best. I tried my best to find it. Here we go. I found it. 35, 55. Let's go a little bit earlier. 35, 43. If you guys want to follow along.
I've gotten really bad staph infections in it. Yeah, because I mean, you got to think it's just like sitting pooled fluid in your body, and then when you're still in the gym training, and it gets like in your bloodstream or whatever.
Hopefully, Joe Rogan doesn't hit us,
guys. It's like a swamp, and then it just.
Wasn't that what happened to Ben Askren? Wasn't it a
If Joe Rogan takes me down, that's it for today. I'll tap out today. But let's listen.
staph infection that turned into pneumonia?
Oh, really? I don't know.
Is
he doing okay? I never.
He's
actually...
not doing okay, man.
Oh, no.
He needs a lung transplant.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, he had, I think they call it necrotic pneumonia. So essentially it was rotting holes in his lung tissue. And so they had to put him on a ventilator, and apparently one of his lungs is just gone, and they have to replace it, which is that's so crazy, because then you have to be on medication for your entire life because your body wants to reject the lung because it's not your lung. So you have to take these immunosuppressant. So now your immune system is severely suppressed because you have to take immunosuppressant drugs in order to have this. Like, I have a friend who had a heart transplant, and he's all fucked up because of it. You know, it's just like you're always worried about getting sick because your immune system is very compromised.
Damn, that's going to change his life.
Oh, my God. I mean, he's still in a medically induced coma, I believe. I think he's out of the coma now. Like, he looks at people and he can kind of talk a little bit. But, I mean, this is all going on for many, many weeks now. Yeah, and I think what happened was he was feeling like shit, and he didn't know how bad it was, and he went to a Bitcoin conference. You know, he traveled, and then it got real bad. And then he realized, oh, this is serious.
So it was a staph kind of inside of his lung?
Can you see if you can find that? If it it started with a staph infection.
That sounds like it would really hurt.
Ugh.
Staph infections by themselves hurt really bad. I couldn't imagine having it in your lungs where you're breathing into.
I don't think enough people pay attention to staph. I mean, how many guys like fight and they're on antibiotics? It happens all the time. Marab. Like when Marab fought Umar, apparently he had staph on his shin and he was on antibiotics when he fought.
So, dude, the type of antibiotic that I was on, I forget the name of it, unfortunately, but the reason I tore my tricep was because that antibiotic made my ligaments super shitty, pretty much. Because, dude, like, I should never tear my tricep. I'm pretty sure it happened when he was Kimura-ing me. Dude, that shouldn't happen, you know? Like, maybe something else, but definitely not tear my tricep.
Right.
So that's when it happened, and then I was like, yo, what the fuck is that about? Like, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, so we found it, guys. You know, who else on YouTube is covering these topics and over here looking through the transcript about one little detail? I'm telling you guys, take care of yourselves, you know. Get off that crap. Don't take no crap. Take care of your health. I keep saying it, but you know, people don't listen to me. But luckily, Ben Askren got the lung transplant, double lung transplant. That's good. We were talking about Bo Bartlett. You know, if you guys can't see, he had different shoes on because Carter Strachey allegedly stole his shoes. So that's wild. And I hope he's doing better. You know, he moved to the NYCRTC, so maybe that's a better move for him. You know, just get out of Happy Valley. You know, get away from those toxic dudes. So we got Aaron Brooks. He's if you guys know Penn State, if you know Penn State, you know Aaron Brooks. So we're gonna cover his story real fast and see what he got caught with, and then what else we got over here? Well, it's more Aaron Brooks stuff, so we might jump around a little bit, and that'll be it. We 2 hours. Bro, I be yapping, bro. Hopefully you guys are learning something. I'm learning stuff, so hopefully you guys are learning some stuff too. We're gonna click on this and read it real fast. It says the supplement Aaron Brooks. Breaking news: Nittany Lion Wrestling Club Olympic bronze medalist Aaron Brooks has failed a USADA test for a recently banned substance and is allegedly facing 1 to 2 year suspension. This would allow him to return for LA 2028 Olympics, where he plans to compete at 97 kilograms. Says the supplement Aaron Brooks was flagged for his DHEA. I can't even say that one. Dihydroepiandrosterone. I should have gone to medical school. I'm wasting my life over here doing jiu-jitsu. I should have gone to medical school. I would definitely have more money. Less time, though. DHEA is sold at Wegmans and is banned by both USADA and as an anabolic agent. As noted, Brooks' father has stated that he took this to replenish his levels after a bad case of pneumonia. What was he taking? What was he taking? I don't know what he was taking, bro. Let's see what they got to say on Reddit. It says, we finally learned what Brooks got banned for, and it's an over-the-counter supplement that can be purchased from Wegmans. Why were you taking that crap? It's on the WADA list, so he should have known better. What was he taking over there? It says, if it's banned, it's banned. Nothing we can do about it. Brooks should have known better because it's clearly stated it's banned. DHEA isn't banned because it affects performance. It's banned because it masks the use of real PEDs very effectively. Oh, man, I took it by accident. I took the masking agent by accident. Come on, guys. We know Aaron Brooks ain't smart. He got a degree in Parks and Recreation. Not the show, but I don't know what to say. Aaron Brooks, come on. Aaron Brooks look like he ain't smart. I like the brother. Don't come after me, bro. Oh, if a wrestler come after me, I'm going for a heel hook. If Jason Knopf or Carter Sarachi or Aaron Brooks come after me, I'm going for a heel hook. I'm gonna take that leg out. They might beat me up, but I'm taking that leg out. I'm Connie Basami. I'm doing something. I'm leaving here with something. Okay. Well, case closed. DHEA is listed as an anabolic by both USADA and WADA. What did he take at Wegmans? That's a grocery store, right? Oh. Yo, my man. What does it do? Apparently you can buy it at Walmart too. It's a dietary supplement for metabolism? I don't really understand what it does. What does it do? Let me see. Life extension. Supports healthy hormone balance, memory and cognition, and some fun time functions. Bone health, muscle mass, and strength, as well as overall health. But DHEA can decline over time. So we have DHEA. It's a hormone that we know. Well, I guess we naturally produce a lot of hormones. It's the body's most abundant circulating hormone. So why take a DHEA supplement? It said it can benefit the whole body. Does it say it's USADA, not USADA approved? The exact. Oh well, you need to. Why are they selling this supplement? It says the exact number of tablets to be taken should be determined by blood testing and advice of a physician. Why are you selling this? It says generally take 1 to 3 tablets under the tongue, allowed to dissolve and swallow. This don't sound like you should be taking it. says consult your healthcare practitioner before taking this product if you are at risk or diagnosed with prostate or breast cancer. Do not exceed recommended dose. Do not purchase if did nobody know that was banned? Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. Says DHEA is listed as an anabolic by both USADA and WADA, which again it isn't. It's not listed as a masking agent. This also ignores the fact that it would be completely pointless to take a banned substance as a masking agent for another banned substance. Yeah, well, it's banned. I don't know what he did. Did he not go to USADA? Said it's not an accident, but he claims it's an accident. I'm assuming the governing body is not really aware of either the availability of DHEA or its efficacy for performance enhancement. You can buy DHEA almost anywhere. Amazon, for example. It doesn't really do much of anything. Taking DHEA will increase levels of DHEA in blood tests, but that's about it. There's no data to suggest that DHEA improves athletic performance. Why are they taking this stuff then? For every study that claims it does, there's another that claims it doesn't. Says technically it is a steroid. It's a hormone. It's a weak, naturally occurring one, not a hardcore anabolic steroid, not even remotely. It's a steroid in the same way that a hydrocortisone cream you buy at CVS is a steroid. Someone says it's a steroid precursor. Danny Choppa says, I'd assume most supplements are banned, in all honesty. Yeah, why are you taking all these supplements? Well, if you're I don't know, I mean, you just, well, we talked about USANA. If you guys want some supplements that are usually pretty good, pretty well tested, I believe, USANA. You got to do your research, man. Come on. You guys know my man ain't that smart. Come on. You got to do your research. I believe USANA does really good. They definitely don't sell DHEA over here. See, nope. I would just go here, and USANA has a good website for supplements, and you just see what they got on here. Brain and nerve. Let's see what they got. Do they say it's tested? Yeah, I like USANA. I know Sarah McMahon, my friend Sarah, is sponsored by them. Says every USANA product is backed by science, manufactured in the highest quality state-of-the-art facility, and laboratory tested. Purities, identity, composition, strength, safety. Yeah, you guys got to do your research. If you're taking any over-the-counter supplements and you're a high-level athlete, Olympic-level athlete, I don't know what else to say. So I can't even be mad at this. Taking DHEA is absolutely nothing. I thought it was going to be something more serious like peptides or something. Honestly, DHEA shouldn't even be banned. Even though I'm tired of PSU, this doesn't seem like a big deal or proof of systemic cheating in the program. Okay. It says Brooks looks dumb for taking it, but he wasn't getting any competitive advantage from it. Well, let's see. Let's see what PubMed has to say. Someone keeps saying that it's a masking agent. This substance is a masking substance for PEDs. Makes your piss test negative for steroids if you were taking steroids, even though it doesn't do anything else on its own, which is why it's banned. Brooks, very well could have been taking other PEDs and using this to mask it up and pass drug tests. It could have also been incredibly stupid, misinformed natural OTC, over-the-counter substance for recovery. Either way, USADA makes it very clear that you can and cannot do what you can and cannot do, and they have remained extremely strict in their testing rules and guidelines. If only athletes spent all this time If only they spent all this time just training instead of taking all this bull crap. Said to add to this, you can take high amounts of aspirin to mask THC. If you know how the tests work, you can begin to understand why certain compounds are banned. Let's look at PubMed real fast, and I think we should be done with that. It says metabolic and isotopic signature of short-term DHEA administration in women. Where is the synopsis? We'll just read the top part. You guys come to my channel. We be reading some big terms. I can barely pronounce half this stuff, guys. The impact of dihydroepiandrosterone DHEA administration has been widely studied for anti-doping purposes in men. PubMed. This from PubMed. Whereas only a few studies have been performed in women. In the present study, the impact of DHEA on the steroid profile parameters and their carbon isotopic ratios was explored. 11 healthy women and 10 healthy young men received 2 treatments, one with 100 milligrams of DHEA for 28 days and one with the placebo. And then they used the software, anti-doping administration management software, ADAMS. Software was used for the athlete biological passport to identify such doping was assessed. Of the 11 passports generated by female subjects, 10 were automatically classified as atypical passport finding. For the remaining passport with normal status in one woman, the variability of the concentrations prevented ADAMS software from adjusting individual limits. The most impacted markers in women were is that testosterone and something else, with a detection window of 36 hours for I can't read all these words. So it possibly is used for masking. So kudos to USADA and WADA. Danny Chopper says, I'll check them out. I'm looking into supplements rabbit holes. I'm a big fan of just taking natural supplements, aka eating proper foods, fruits and foods and proteins. That way, some people do need supplementation. Again, if you're in a tested sport, you need to be mindful of this stuff. All my athletes out there, make sure you check USADA website to see if your supplements are good. Or if you're wondering, if you don't know if the supplement is good, don't take that supplement. that's you gotta use your reasoning skills, guys. Hey, this looks sketchy. Should I take this? Probably not. Don't just take random stuff, man. Don't just take this random stuff out here, guys. So we don't know if what Aaron Brooks took was that bad. Either way, he's in hot water. Someone said this is the worst thing to happen to Penn State since yesterday. That's true. David Taylor, Tom Brands, Mark Manning, Brandon, all these other dudes ought to be working their butts off recruiting now more than ever. Yeah, well, they don't have to recruit more. They just people avoiding Penn State and Iowa. If the PSU news keeps coming out, or at least staying in public limelight, it'll be an opportunistic moment to get a big recruiting advantage. They already got the recruiting advantage for whoever capitalizes best on it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, man. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on what PSU, Penetration State College, does, but someone says we don't need to pretend that Aaron is a respectful and stand-up guy. None of the Penn State guys are. Bo Bartlett seemed pretty respectful. He slandered an entire religion. I can't defend Aaron Brooks. I ain't defending my brother. I ain't defending Storace. He slandered an entire religion in his post-match speech at NCAA's. He sent shade at David Taylor after beating him when he went to OK State. He is now on his second doping violation. He already got popped for Adderall. Now he got poked for DHEA. And is again pretending it isn't a problem. He claims to never lift weights while looking the way he does. He is shady. Yeah. And the last news at at Penn State, we got Ono. Ono, my man. I hope Ono does okay. Maybe he can save Penn State. He might be the savior of Penn State. So we'll see how Ono does. Someone said Dude barely speaks English and probably doesn't really care about what's going on in the country he's been to like twice. None of this stuff matters to him. He likes PSU because he grew up a fan of Taylor and Kale. All the guys getting in trouble now are irrelevant to him. So this might help Ono. He might have a spot over there. Someone said most likely this is going to get swept under the rug, and most people are going to deny it. Said Kyle Snyder is one of America's premier ambassadors of the sport, and the media was treating him like the victim, hoping he gets the help he needs, and not the grown man Christian with kids who cheated on his wife and brushed it off like it was nothing. I mean, nobody said that Penn State was a good place. It's good for wrestling, but someone said, my problem is if something like this gets you a free pass within the wrestling community, I have a hard time believing that these new accusations will affect PSU long term. Kel will get a slap on the wrist from PSU, and all will be concluded. Srirachi is out of the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, and I imagine they will take that as an appropriate enough action. Kel makes PSU too much money and gets too much publicity. If PSU is going to take a hit, it's with recruiting and transfers, which again, I doubt this will change anything. Someone said, crazy, you're probably right. It's a literal allegedly predator, and a program protecting him won't have any consequence as long as you win enough. Srirachi can misappropriate things, inappropriate things, no problem. Just keep winning. So we don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. I'll keep you guys updated. My voice about to go. As always, guys, you know we on Monday to Friday. If you guys want to help the channel, check out our sponsors, Inverted Gear, for all your training needs. Get some gis, get some no-gi. You know, they got some affordable stuff. You can get a gi for about $100 over there. BJJ Mental Models, you know, support them if you need any coaching, any you want to learn about ecological, go to BJJ Mental Models. And any other training mindsets. And if you guys ain't got no money, tell people about the show. That will go a long ways. That's it, guys. I'm gonna dip. I'm tired of talking. I'm gonna get some food. And I should be on tomorrow, hopefully around 10. I've been having too much fun over here in Jersey, guys. So I need to get back in shape and get back on time for this live stream. And that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy Magic Monday. Stay out of trouble. Don't take none of them supplements, them illegal supplements, guys. And take care of your health, okay? And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. And that's it for me. And you know we playing the Inverted Gear video. Come on, guys. You know how we do it. See you guys. Bye-bye.